Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Virgo for the month of December 2020. I should just mention quickly for those that are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you can gain some insight here for the month of December and use that to move ahead, as well as thank you again to all my existing subscribers and new subscribers. For sure, I appreciate anybody's time and attention in going through my readings. Sometimes they are a little bit longer. I am trying to shorten it up and try some different techniques here, and I will be doing some other new things as well just as I go along, but for the most part I feel that this is probably going to shorten it up, and so I'm trying to be respectful of time. So I have pre-pulled cards. I definitely feel that I'm using several different decks here. We've got Archangel Power Tarot deck for advice, and then the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck as well, and that one's by John Holland. And I'm also using the Sandra Ann Taylor Quantum Oracle deck. I also pull from, and I'm using the Fortune reading cards, and I'm sorry I don't recall the name of the illustrator and so on with that one and the creator of that deck, but I've also pulled cards that I won't be including in this reading that relate around the clarifiers of some of the oracle cards, and that's using the Rider-Waite deck, and that was just simply because I felt that it was too many cards in the reading and it would probably just delay things for you. So I'm just trying to create a bit of a synopsis here for the reading, and if you like this and this format seems to work for you, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll get right into the reading. So first off for you, Virgo, what I did, we'll start with the Phoenix card. There's a few different energies around the Phoenix. So the card itself says to be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So I feel that, I mean, this is definitely energy-based card. I feel for some of you it's enlightening. I feel on a spiritual basis, I feel it's a card of healing. I feel this is definitely renewal. You know, it is a card of introducing a lot of new things into your life at this time. I do feel it's also a card of inspiration and a lot of ideas that are coming through for you for the month of December. And yet still for others of you, I feel that the Phoenix is a card that represents a place of power and prosperity. And again, this is after that tumultuous time, so some of you may have suffered a loss on some scale because it is followed up by the Death card. And the Death card is a time of natural transition and transformation. So for sure there's been some kind of, you know, huge level of transformation or you know, loss that you have had to undergo here. So again, for some of you, it may be an actual loss of overcoming the death of someone close to you. It could be a job loss, you know, that's quite significant for a lot of people, and some kind of other perhaps significant, important change to a relationship. But either way, there's some kind of a recovery that's coming through here with the Phoenix. So I do feel that you'll be embracing a lot of new things in your life during the month of December. I feel it's a really transformative time for you. In terms of money, I feel money is improving, although I feel that you're still fairly restrictive, more so in the beginning of December. But I think things start to open up for you in the second week of December as far as job opportunities or calls or career advancement or something opening up, even in terms of, you know, as I say, money, small money gains coming through. Maybe there's a bonus of some sort. And yet still for others of you, there's more of a psychic awareness or spiritually connected alignment, you know, in whatever area you're energetically focused on. But for the most part, I feel that would be coming through more towards the end of December. So this card also speaks to developing hidden talents. And I feel part of that new energy that's coming through for you is because you are actually taking a leap of faith here. You're moving in a different direction than you otherwise normally would have been. I feel that you've been kind of patterned in a way that you've been, you know, keeping to a particular regime or routine or way of doing things, and I think now you're starting to realize you've maybe put too much time and energy into a workspace or too much time and energy into one area of your life, you know, to the detriment of other areas of your life. So, you know, maybe you have been ignoring a lot of a lot of your own talents or a lot of your own creative pursuits. But I feel for the month of December, you're getting back to that headspace. So As I mentioned, for a few of you, there's been, some changes on the relationship front, and you've taken some losses. But I feel that that closure is, you're finding that closure toward the end of December, but you're still getting little periods of insight and inspiration along the way, throughout. I would say probably the more so along the second week of December, where the fool is have the courage to embrace change and take risks and be adventurous. So you're starting to get little gleams of what direction to move. So again, I feel like I'm speaking to a couple of different groups here with Virgo. Those that have lost someone, and certainly going through some trying times in terms of spiritually, and trying to recalibrate and figure out where you're at, and what you will, how you'll move forward. And again, that could be part of the Fool card, and having the courage to embrace what's happened, and move past that. And for others of you, it has more to do with, changing your career front, your job front, where you've just invested too much time in one particular area, and you're starting to realize that you have some other areas untapped that you need to go forward with. Because I feel they're very lucrative opportunities in terms of hidden talents and creative pursuits. So again, for others of you, you're creating some boundaries as well in your life, where you might have been feeling drained, and that kind of thing. And because I feel there's a lot of newness coming through. So enable for that to come through, you're having to unclutter and bring in remove old negative patterns, old cycles, anything again that makes you feel drained. You're putting up better boundaries around areas of your life where people were perhaps taking too much of your time and energy away from you, and you're now putting it back into yourself. So you're protecting yourself. You now have placed restrictions around how much you'll give of yourself and your time and compassion and all of that. So again, for others of you, there's that transformation that's taking place on more of a material front. So where you're beginning to declutter, tidy up your environment, getting rid of things, selling items, clearing up emails, all of those things, and you're just making room for new things to come in. And again, I feel in part you're kind of reinventing yourself to a certain degree, but again, I feel that it's more about bringing new things in, but patterning yourself in a whole new way. So it may be just going, as I say, getting back to things that really made you feel good is really where I feel most of this is headed. But it's definitely a direction that is the right one for you at this time. So there's a lot of new elements, as I said, being introduced in December, which is telling for the new year as to where you're headed. So you're preparing for these new experiences. You're intending to challenge some of your comfort zones, do things in a new way. And again, that could be including new hobbies, doing more self-care, resting more. I just feel that you're moving into a direction of taking more control over your life. I feel like you're trying to move in the direction of things that make you happier and improving yourself and reinventing yourself again on some level, but it's more about reflecting, you're not wiping the slate clean and truly, starting out with a new template entirely, or a new form of, I don't feel it's a full reinvention. That's all I'm saying. I just feel that you're getting back to basics. You're getting back to who you were and the things that made you happy, and trying to recreate that environment in some way. So again, this could even extend to work. On that work front, you might be moving toward a job that actually makes you happier versus something that you were doing that was very labor intensive, or too much, overwhelm, or a lot of extra, activity or responsibility that was placed upon you that was making you feel very burdened. So again, you're adding new things to your home, you're taking better care of yourself. There's a stronger movement in the direction of learning something new or introducing new things, as I said, into your previous routines, because I feel with the old routine you were feeling more stuck or in limbo in some way, and you were at a bit of a crossroads, not sure of where you were really headed. And so the best way to start is to just start taking action. And again, you start with the things that made you feel good or brought you some degree of grounding and centered and more connected to yourself, right? That's what I feel is you're searching for something that makes you feel more connected to you, that makes you feel more alive. So again, that celebrations card can also speak to travel and change. And again, that came through on quite a few cards. So I do feel there is some element of travel or change that's upcoming here. For some, it might be moving home or a job change or a vacation or something you're thinking about in terms of a vacation. But either way, there's a strong energy around some kind of move, workplace move, career choice, change, something in that direction. There's also strong energy around a romantic connection. So there's a strong mutual attraction as well. And again, this card also speaks to material gains. So each deck is a little bit different, but this card is all encompassing with that. So again, I don't go over, for those of you that are new to my channel, I don't go into a lot of details on romance and that kind of thing. I feel that that is a fairly significant aspect of our lives that requires more attention. So I might just touch on it as it relates to a general energy or material aspect, but I don't really go into a lot of detail over it. So other readers may be able to give you a lot more detail on that, but this is just something that came through with the cards. So there's also the Suffering in Silence card, and this card, again, it relates around putting up boundaries around negative things or anything that's caused you some kind of mental upset or stagnation. So you're moving out of that energy of worry with the 9. Nines are about finishing up a cycle and taking some action, but it's moving into a more positive direction here with all of the cards were coming through with more of a positive direction in December. So again, the 9s are also about being a little more visionary, seeing ahead and taking some action on it. But I feel this is still more around the contemplative stage for you right now. But either way, it's about things that represent your metaphoric house as well, your basic foundation. Could be the house more specifically, but also about your foundational house, your psychological house, and making those inward changes to your personal growth by bringing change in. And it's a voluntary change. It's something you're bringing in. It's not being thrust upon you. So we also have victory and success. And again, I feel that there's levels of achievement here that you're able to move forward with. You're getting some things accomplished, and that's making you feel there's a lot more momentum in the month of December because you are actually able to move ahead. With the 6, that for sure speaks to, you also taking more of a balanced approach to things. I feel that you are, there's a lot of cards that speak to balance and intuitive, a lot of intuitive cards that are coming through. Some of the borders here sort of represent some of these aspects. So with the crown chakra, again, I feel this one is more about that spiritual healing for those of you that are healing after a loss. And then there's others of you, I feel on both fronts actually, that you're able to better access inner wisdom, and you're finding a balance between the spirituality of your intuitiveness as well as staying in the practical world and relying on that inner wisdom to aid you in December to move forward. So again, that's, finding the balance between your inner self and your spiritual self at this time for December. And there's a lot of cards that speak to that feeling about being more balanced. And that is again followed up by Choose Wisely, which also revolves around that same idea. So choose wisely, and even the card that's following that, with emotional loss as well as with throat chakra. These are cards about you feeling, perhaps a little more scattered in the beginning of the month of December with your energy, but I feel that things will start to slow down and flow easier, and so that's where you're starting to get some more balance. And again, part of that balance I feel is being harnessed from activities that you're taking on creatively or artistically, any way that is allowing you to express yourself. Is that vehicle to creating this overall sense of balance. And I feel that, it periodically comes up throughout most of December, but I feel there's definitely some kind of enlightening or inspirational experience here that could be related to, that healing aspect toward the end of the month, where you're finally able to consolidate, your feelings and wrap up some sense of closure. But you're letting go of the past with that emotional loss card anyway, and you're able to draw from the wisdom and focus on more positive aspects. The community card speaks to a celebratory energy. So for sure, I mean, the holidays in itself, the season is all about connecting, and that could be, given COVID and a lot of the restrictions around the world, some more or less in different areas depending. But there is more of a connection, whether it's on an online community where you're feeling like you've got more like-minded people around you, or you're involved in some kind of club activity. But you're just feeling overall more connected to yourself, and your current connections are more relevant at this time. So there's an element of teamwork. If you're starting something new on a job, on a job front, there's more of a collaborative energy, and that came through in a few cards again. But either way, there's some kind of partnership or networking that's involved in December, and you're definitely involved more socially. You've got the card of cornucopia, which again, something's about to pay off soon here, and I feel that's in terms of more of a financial gain, but it can also speak to romantically, finding some kind of depth or more depth, and certainly job opportunity as well coming through with the card. But again, I feel something's going to pay off soon for you. For some of you, it is going to be some kind of a gain financially. So for others of you, with the Door to Spirit, this card really relates more about the time around you looking inward, and you're getting a better understanding of yourself. That's where you're centered and balanced, and you're feeling more intuitive. You're more connected to yourself, therefore you're more connected to the things around you. And you're able to develop a deeper bond with people at this time. Yin Yang card is more about just being in the moment and doing a lot of soul searching. You're contemplating your place in the world. I don't feel you're in hermit mode by any stretch. I just feel that I feel you're quite social actually, and in those socializations, that is helping you to feel more connected to things around you, as well as doing the creative, creative pursuits or expressing yourself in some way. Again, don't feel like this is a period of withdrawal for you. I feel it's just you're feeling more of an awareness of what's important to you, who's important to you, and where you want to put your energy. Okay, so the seventh chakra speaks to a connection. To either again, and this came through again, a few more cards here so it's quite significant. This someone who has passed is helping to enlighten you along the way. So you should be getting more inspiration or information as well at this time, because there's a lot more guidance. I do feel that, that's for those of you that have, family members. I feel it speaks more directly to a family member that has crossed over. We also have man holding a coin, and this can refer to a teacher or a guide that will be coming in to aid you again in some way. So whether that's spiritually, but I feel for the majority of you, it's more of an energy around you as a guide or a teacher, or somebody's coming in to work with you on something. So again, for those of you in a new job, that would make some sense, in an apprentice position, because I did draw cards that revolved around that with the Eight of Pentacles, with the Rider-Waite deck, which spoke to the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, that kind of thing. So there's some kind of reciprocity that's going on there, and I feel it's a skill building. And again, it was more of a combined effort. So again, this card could also speak to somebody who where there's a new love interest that's coming in, somebody who's stable, and a card did fall out, although I didn't really take it, but it was also a heart, man holding a heart. So again, for sure there is a lot of new things coming in. So for those of you that are single, I feel that there will be an opportunity for love. And I feel that this is somebody who's quite stable or good with money. And it could also just speak to you just taking more control over your life again here, and looking at the ways that you can increase your health, your wealth, and your overall value and meaning in life. Whatever you feel that has been out of balance, you're trying to rebalance. The Temple Path, sorry on the throat issue there. The Temple Path further speaks to your ancestors coming through. So again, more specifically, a family member that's crossed over, that's coming through to guide you on your path. And I do feel that you are on the right path, and because you are listening to intuitively, and you are balancing it out in the practical world. So you've really got a good head on your shoulders. It is definitely a time of personal growth and expanding and greater awareness in December. So be sure to use that enlightenment and, take... because I feel that you're making a lot of important decisions in December, so make sure that whatever's weighing heavily on you in that direction, you don't take yourself too personally. In the new year, you're making, because you know that you're making good decisions here in December, so don't take anything, when you're moving on this new direction in the new year, I just feel that you're better able to handle things, maybe less reactive, less emotionally overwhelmed, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. The attachment card, again, this is a card that I put back a couple of times and it just kept repeatedly falling out. So I'm going to read it because it clearly wanted to come out. It's a card that is speaking to, message. I feel that the message needs to be reinforced anyway, not to go back to things that make you feel stuck. So maybe you like that comfort zone. We all tend to. It's a road we know well, and it's a little hard to deviate off of something that you feel you have control over. Although again, control is really sort of a false sense of illusion, because when you feel that you have control over something, something shifts out of place, and then you're back on the road to how to rebalance things again. But I do feel that you feel more empowered and more strongly motivated to make good decisions in December, and I feel that you can trust those decisions. But again, the message here is not to go back to things that make you feel stuck. Let go of old relationships or habits, or create some boundaries around things. Anything that was difficult or hindered you from moving forward and taking action. So you're in that contemplative stage in the month of December, but you are encouraged to stay in the direction of growth and not to repeat an old zone of comfort. And again, lots of cards that come through here with balance, 2, 4, 6s, that kind of thing. So you also have the card of 6 of Arrows. This is the Babylonian Tarot. The 6 of Arrows is more along that same energy about getting help from another, moving past any obstacles, anything that would have caused you trouble previously. So you're seeing a sense of peace. And again, it's followed up with the 3 of Discs, which is all about, or the 4 of Discs, which is all about security here. So that stability and no financial difficulties that I really see here for the month of December. It does speak to, again, some kind of future monetary gain that is coming in soon, whether it's this month or you're hearing about it in this month, or for some of you it may trail over a little bit into January, but there is something that's coming up that's related around money. But again, I pulled a Rider-Waite deck on that one too, and you had the same. You had 4 of Pentacles, so definitely some kind of, probably toward the beginning of December, you're feeling a little more restricted, or just you're a little more concerned about money than at any other time in the month. So at the beginning of December. Sorry, 3 of Discs. This card is about, anybody who's applied for a job, put in their resumes, you're going to hear an opportunity coming up for you, probably about the 3rd week of December. But I feel that you'll take the job, and I feel it'll be a job that you really want to do, that you feel passionate about, or that you just like the work overall. I feel it will be, as I say, work you really enjoy to do. And again, for some of you, it might be moving in the direction of a small business of some sort, or a side job or side business, because there's creativity that's involved, and it's definitely work that you enjoy to do. And maybe you start working on those hobbies or those things that you were getting back to, that you were already good at, and you're making an opportunity out of it work for you. More so along the 3rd week of December, I feel, or 2nd week of December, I feel that you're really taking advantage of that. The Ace of Arrows speaks to, again, very prosperous, empowering time for you. So I feel you're feeling pretty good about yourself here, with new options, coming through. You've also got creative endeavors here. I feel that many of you were yearning for some kind of spiritual connection, or deeper connections, or creative outlet of some sort. And so I feel that you've begun moving in that direction here with the creative endeavor card. So I feel that, whether your motivation, that strong urge is motivating you to express through painting or drawing or writing or photography or music or sports, either way, I feel that something is coming forward, and it's helping you to feel more aligned and more grounded and centered and spiritual. As I say, you're balanced in some way. There is also that strong potential, again, with some innate talent that you have, that I feel can be a lucrative business or side business. Again, whether secondary to something you're currently doing, but it has a lot of potential beyond a hobby if you choose to take it in this direction. Again, with a teacher, I feel that this is further confirmation, because it's repeated in the cards again, that somebody is going to be coming forward here, a new relationship, new alliance, maybe in a business sense, or maybe somebody that you're connecting with in a hobby front that turns into an alliance that's instrumental in guiding you in some way, professionally, academically, spiritually, whatever it is. But it's a new energy, somebody more of could even be an online mentor, or something that you're taking courses with, and somebody is communicating what's the best way to go about doing something. You're being mentored or instructed anyway in some way. This person is of help to you. It feels for a lot of you it's a male energy, or there's a male energy that's either guiding you spiritually, but there's some kind of it feels like a male energy of some sort for a lot of you. So again, I felt there was also, with the Rider-Waite deck, I did pull the Moon card, so I did feel that it was something that wasn't quite clear to you just yet, whether it's on how to move entirely ahead. I feel you're just sort of opening up a door, starting to experiment with a few different things here, but there was also something that wasn't quite clear yet on how to go forward. But again, there's still some things will come to the surface, likely in January. Could be, further expansion psychologically or spiritually or in some healing way as well. But with the travel card, again, it's repeatedly coming up in your readings here. So for some of you, maybe it is the move. Some of you maybe just wanting to travel, or there is, again, that actual move or some kind of spiritual transformation is taking place for many of you. Again, with those of you that have suffered a loss, but certainly a new job or opportunity can be coming through with this card as well. Maybe there's a relocation with the job because of when you look at the images here, I mean, you're representative of some kind of new doorway or opportunity, and you're just in front of that. Whether you choose to walk through or when you choose to walk through is entirely up to you. For some of you, it might be again January or soon thereafter, but the card does indicate something that is about to open up, and you just have to walk through the threshold. You're just in the contemplative stage. You're experimenting, exploring in the month of December. So again, if it is a trip or a journey or a move, it doesn't feel like it's a really big move. I feel like it's a smaller shift elsewhere. If for those that are intending to relocate, if related around work or even a move from home, it doesn't feel like it's too far away. But again, for others, it's an opportunity that's coming through there as well. We also have the card of conflict. Definitely feels like it's around some reference to money, more along the lines of a waiting period or moving something to the next level. Or you're anxious because you want to move on something. Sorry, I have a cat in the room. I'm trying to veer away. So with conflict, again, this is the card that I feel is relating around money. This specifically, I don't feel it's a relationship conflict or anything on that level. It feels like you're about to, something moving to the next level, or you're anxious because you want to move on or past something. Maybe it's on the work front. Things were a little volatile on that level, and maybe you're wanting to move forward and get past it all. It does also speak to that desire again, or desire to travel, wanting to expand in some way here. So again, whether it's on a business front, creative front, there's reason to be optimistic, even though it is the card of conflict. It just means that you're worried about something at this time, but you don't need to be preoccupied or caught up with that concern, because things are moving forward in your favor. Because again, 2, 4, 6 is that kind of thing we're coming up in your reading. So they're moving in your favor despite any holdup, and you'll have clarity soon. And again, that's probably why the Moon card, you feel like you need something to be able to overcome the challenge, because there is a sense of overcoming the challenge. And a lot of the conflict, as I said, even though it feels like it's around money or work, when I did do the clarifiers, the card of Judgment also came up there. So to me, that really spoke to, there's some kind of decided energy around the Hierophant, which was representing sort of that corporation or that corporate energy, workspace, that kind of thing, or legal matter or taxation. It feels like it's less about a legal matter and more just about a corporate entity of some sort, or workspace. But it was followed up with the Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles for sure is a happy outcome, a successful outcome. So, and definitely can relate to money or hearing back from a job or some kind of payout. So, again, the conflict card to me represented, a very positive, optimistic card versus actual conflict. Joyous fun. This card is really about indicating some movement in that arena, whether it's correspondence that comes through, again, about communication, about positive development in money. But either way, you're just feeling more optimistic. There's more of a celebratory social energy. You're getting over that. You do have anxiety throughout the periods of December, but I feel it's more of a on and off, kind of ambient sort of feeling. It doesn't feel like it's all pervasive and heavy. Okay, so these are the advice cards, and I just wanted to quickly mention, just again, with that first week, because I did draw the Rider-Waite deck that spoke to the first week. I feel like you're just trying to hang on to your money, play it safe. The second week, I feel that you were either getting back to work or expanding on a creative project or hearing back from a job, and hearing from, or preparing for training or some kind of apprenticeship in some way. But either way, there was news about money or a job coming in that second week of December. Third week, it felt like it was more along the lines of you driving somewhere or traveling for the holidays, short outing of some sort, connecting with friends. But there's a strong sense of belonging, for sure, in that week. In the second week, or sorry, that would be the third week. And then with the third week, I also felt that it spoke to, again, changing your work or workspace or the move, or because there was some kind of element of travel, or maybe there's a discussion about it, where something is on the table. And again, that's that short trip that can be relevant somewhere in that third week. It seems to be it's an energy around of that talk anyway. Fourth week, I feel that you are feeling much more enlightened. You're coming to some kind of realization, and that there's some kind of inspiration or ideas that are coming through, and some kind of, grand change that's coming around that time. So when we review the advice cards, again, they speak to. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best way to read these, I guess. The best way to deal with everything here is, in looking for balance, because again, we've got the Two of Gabriel. We also have we've got the Eight of Raphael. We've got, so 2, 4s, 8, and not only just that, all cards of balance, but we've also got the Justice card. So I just feel like you're really feeling overall balanced. So again, with the Two of Gabriel, this is about making bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. I feel this is more specific to you making connections with people and introducing yourself to new people, and just being more socially aligned with people that share your vision. I don't feel that you're making big, bold changes in the month of December. I just feel that it relates more along the lines of you've, just the new energy coming through. It's just starting to come through, and you're in an exploratory phase. So we've also got the Eight of Raphael. There's something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, a spiritual quest. I feel you're going deeper at this time. And again, I feel inner guidance coming through from your ancestors, those that have passed, are really helping to get you through, and to find closure on a lot of levels. I also feel with the Four of Michael, still trying to find balance. There's insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. For a lot of you, there was some overwhelm and a little bit of burnout, and I feel that you're finally getting a little bit of time for rest and relaxation, and that's probably why you're taking the time to explore and do some creative pursuits. With the Justice card, you're fighting for justice and equality, rulings made in your favor, don't give up. So again, I didn't really feel it was so much a real legal matter that was coming through for many of you, but maybe on a front of, work, there was some injustice that needed to have a fair decision, maybe around money. But either way, that whatever the decision is that's coming forward. And again, I have the Judgment card with the Rider-Waite deck. It just feels that something is moving in your favor, and just to have faith and wait it out. With the Six of Raphael, you're embracing your inner child, new friends, rekindling relationships, children, childhood. So again, you could be a little more nostalgic at this time, but again, there's still a lot of new friends, and there's a lot of new energy that's coming through, that's just making you feel more momentum and moving forward, and you're really grounded all over. So that is what I have for you in December, Virgo. So I haven't been able to stay on top of the readings month to month or more consistently. Life gets busy, but I do wish everyone well over the holidays. Stay safe, and we will talk to you in the new year.